Hi, everybody. Chris Bove with Moving to Austin. A lot of our population in Austin is due to the University of Texas. Not surprising. We've got something like 50,000 kids there, plus the support staff, plus professors and everybody else involved with it, and the ancillary businesses. So, that's a big draw. One of the biggest issues is housing for the students. It's really expensive to live on campus and it's very limited. So your options are, an apartment, a condo, but now you have to be close enough that you can walk there or bike there, get to your classes, or we've got a really good shuttle system through the city of Austin. Um, so the buses travel north, south, east, west, and are able to pick the kids up and bring them to classes and home. But most kids want to live down by campus where the excitement is, where the fun is. So I'm going to explain to you how you can help your student with their housing and save money at the same time. I know it sounds kind of funny. You're going to send your kid to college, pay for it, and live off campus, and you're going to save money. But here's how you're going to do it. What do we mean by living off campus? We refer to UT as the 40 acres. And that's the proper 40 acres that most of the buildings and classes occur on, and the football, of course. But we've got West Campus, we've got East Campus, we've got Hyde Park, we've got downtown Austin. So what is the UT area? Well, what I'm going to show you roughly right here is what we consider UT. And that's the area we're going to focus on because this is literally within walking distance, scooter, bicycle, skateboard, skipping, jumping, hopping, however you're going to get to class. So if you're an out-of-state student, you're paying out-of-state tuition, which is crazy. It's about $120,000 for a 4-year degree. So break that down. So we're talking $30,000 a year, right? If you're going, if you go straight through in 4 years, it's happened. I've talked to people that have gotten through college in 4 years. So the in-state tuition, not counting housing for UT, is roughly $11,000 to $12,000. That's for a full load, 12 to 15 hours, 2 semesters. All right. Then you add housing on top of that, on campus housing. And that's going to be between, depending on what dorm you get and, which facility, it's going to be between $13,000 and $20,000 a year. Crazy. But out of state tuition is $42,000 a year, not counting housing. So we've got a delta here of about $20,000 to $25,000. It's kind of insane. So how can you help your student? You can buy a condo. And you're, wait a minute. I'm going to spend how much money on a condo? And it's supposed to save me money? Well, here's the thing. There are condos within that area that are going for between $175,000 to $275,000. And I know that's a lot of money. But you get a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. Let when your students' friends move in, let them pay rent. And now you've cut that in half or more. So they get a cool place off campus. You've got an investment. They've got a roommate to help with the bills, all the utilities and rent and everything else. And you're saving money. And here's how you're saving money. Saving money on housing and you're saving money on tuition. Now listen, you buy a $200,000 condo, you put 25% down because it's an investment property. So that's $50,000 down. Wait a minute, you said I'm going to save money. Well, you are. because you're going to put your student as a co-owner on that property. Now, all of a sudden, they're in state. All right. All they need to do is own property either solely or jointly with you, and they're in state. Doesn't have to be any length of time, no employment or anything else. Just that, just owning the property. So now you're out $50,000. I get it. We're going to get around to it though. Okay, remember when I said that in-state tuition is about $11,000 to $12,000 and out-of-state tuition is about $42,000 to $45,000. So right there, moving your student from out of state to in-state, you just saved $30,000. All right. So now with your $50,000 down on a $200,000 condo, we're down to $20,000 that we've got to figure out, right? Cool. So with that $20,000 delta we've got now, you rent a room to one of your kids' friends, or they've got those roommate locating services, and now that other student's paying rent. You can charge them $800 to $1,000. So let's split the difference. Say $900. $900, and you're at 10,080. Now you're at $10,000. All right. Now we amortize that against the 4 years, 4.5, 5 years for a lot of the students. Hey, I was one. You amortize that over the course of 4 years. Not only do you have an investment, but you're saving every 4 years, or saving every year for 4 years. So now when your student graduates, you've still got that asset. They still have the asset in their name. So you can sell it and cash in on the appreciation, which is great, or you can rent it out for $1,000 a room. You've got 2 rooms, 2 bathrooms. That's $2,000 a month, $24,000 a year. You can keep that. You can, either set up your student for, their future, cutting them in on the deal. They can stay there and keep renting it out to their friend, or you sell it, get the appreciation, and move on. So what kind of condos are we talking about? Nice condos. I mean, much better than student housing. So let's take a look. Now, this is the same area that we were just talking about, roughly the UT area. How do you get to classes and whatnot? Well, you bicycle, you skateboard, you walk, jump on a public transportation. So let's take a look at exactly what we're considering here. All right. These are the addresses. These are the prices. So we're going from 175. It goes crazy. It goes up to like 500,000. But for a nice 1-1 or a 2-2, we're talking between 175,000 and say 400. Now you can get a much bigger unit, 4 bedrooms with 2 bathrooms. You get more roommates. Helps split the cost. Again, amortizing it over 4 years, 425,000 to buy it outright. But you're basically going to be saving $100,000 just with the in-state tuition and the rental income from your condo. If you'd like, so if you want to learn more, reach out to me. I've got a Calendly link up here on the banner. You can send me an email at buyingaustin at gmail.com, or just leave a comment and I'll reach out to you. Love to talk to you about this. Congratulations on your kid getting into school, and let's save some money. And remember, hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell so you get alerted when a new video goes up. And I'll see you next time moving to Austin.